A very good afternoon to all of you. Today, myself, Asha Subramanian from Semantic Web India, and my co-presenter, Dr. Anik Das Bhaumik from CCMB. We would be presenting our work on this demo paper titled Analysis and Prioritization of Potential Gene Variants Powered by Semantic Intelligence. So I would now be handing over to Dr. Anik to take us through the motivation for this work. Dr. Anik?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Asha. Good afternoon, everyone. So the problem here we are dealing with is how to minimize the burdens, several burdens associated with the gene variant identification analysis. So what is gene variant identification analysis? Human body has many cells, and each cell has a DNA, and DNA contains several genes, right? So if there is any change in the sequence of the DNA, then the properties of the gene may change, and that may ultimately affect to in a faulty protein. So that can cause a disease or can show a different phenotype, uh, clinical characteristics in the human, in the individual. So the idea is the aim is here to identify a particular variant which can cause the disease. So there are many genetic tests available, and the latest technology is the next generation sequencing, where you can sequence the entire genome. If you sequence only the genes in the genome, then there you can come up several tens of thousands of variants. But if you sequence the entire genome, there will be more and more number of variants. So there will be a significant amount of data to handle. So obviously there will be bioinformatic tools and bioinformatic analysis. Several steps are there, and finally we'll come up with a list of variants as a VCF file. So after getting the VCF file, we do the variant annotation and several filtering steps to come down to a few variants which could be likely the cause of the particular phenotype. Now there are several tools already available to do this downstream part, this filtering part. But the problem with these tools are these are have very less flexibility, and also you cannot control your data over there. Second thing is whatever resources we are using, such as this several population databases and all. So these are mostly based on other populations like Caucasian, Eurasian. There's no data available on Indian setup. And another constraint is you need extensive knowledge of the particular domain. So you need the help of other experts along with the bioinformatician to complete the task. So to minimize these burdens, it will be a good thing to come up with some tool with a variant prioritization characteristics using the machine learning knowledge and other advanced technology, which we are going to present. So I think Dr. Asha will take over to describe you about this tool. So over to you, Dr. Asha.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anik. So our contributions through this project called Sandhi Gene Variant Analysis is to, from the variant annotated outputs that Dr. Anik mentioned, we need to come up with those top one or two prioritized variants. And we want to do this in a very flexible and interactive model. Largely, we want to minimize the domain expert intervention. And also we want to contribute towards building an intelligent knowledge base of identified potential variants for the Indian population. As Dr. Anik mentioned, a lot of work has been done to build these databases for Caucasian population. We are very keen to build something very similar for the Indian population. Particularly in this CORDS-COMAD submission, we will be sharing the semantic model that we have designed to hold this genetic variance for the Indian population, how it brings together the patient, the case, and the sample data. and how we plan to utilize this to basically come up with the identification and prioritization routine. We would also be showing you a working prototype of this semantic model. Uh, we would be taking you through the related work in this domain, and finally ending this presentation with future work and the unique proposition that we bring in here. If we look at the high level architecture of the Sandhi gene variant analysis project, as you can, as Dr. Anik pointed out, there are several, um, along with the patient, we get the patient data, the samples, and of course, most importantly, the variant annotation files. So we pull up this information, the patient information, and push it into the knowledge graph. Um, the second step is to perform the gene variant analysis itself, and here the variant filtering and prioritization routines kick in. Here we leverage a lot of established routines for variant prioritization, but largely the component which we would be contributing in this project is to apply the intelligence from the past gene variant analysis. As you can see, the portions in green are some things that we have already tested in our prototype. The ones in the gray are part of future work. Once the filtering and the prioritization is done, the variant scores are returned back to the application. There is a small manual intervention to confirm the potential variants. And once these are confirmed, the case is updated, and here is where the semantic linking of the variant details happens, and again the data is pushed back into the knowledge graph. Now this becomes the um, fodder for applying the intelligence to get the gene to prioritize the gene variants in a new case. If we look at the semantic model, we have actually borrowed a lot of existing ontology, semantic science integrated ontology, and the SCOS ontology to build this knowledge framework. There are 5 main classes: the case, the patient, the sample, variant, and observation. As you can see, many of them are extended classes from already existing classes in the semantic science ontology. The main idea here is that every observation that comes up as part of the variants, we link them to scientific vocabularies like the Human Phenotype Organization ontology, HPO, the OMIM, and also the HUGO ontology, which is the Human Genome Organization, to get the gene symbols. Now, when we do that, a huge amount of augmented information is brought in from all these scientific vocabularies that help us to reason and shortcut the domain expert intervention for the process of gene variant analysis. For the demo itself, we were provided 25 variant annotated data sets by CCMB. These covered patient details, metadata related to samples, variant annotation outputs, and the diseases that were covered was breast carcinoma, hearing loss syndromes, myopathy, and muscular dystrophy. The prototype itself is available at this particular link. We look at the related work. We have only included the ones that are the topmost in this area at this point in time. If you look at Exomizer is an open source tool. However, the limitations were discussed by Dr. Anik for the open source tools. Similarly, we have TJX and GeneYX. This is a commercial tool, and largely the patient database is customized for the Caucasian population in this case. We look at the reference guide for variant prioritization. We used a lot of the rules set aside here as part of our variant prioritization process. So the future work at this point in time, we are presenting the knowledge framework and how it brings together the patient and the gene variants together to get the augmented information from the hierarchies which are present in the scientific vocabularies. In our future work, we are going to be linking to many more such databases, such as the human gene mutation database, the ClinVar databases, and particularly build this knowledge base for the Indian population so that the intelligence from the past gene variant analysis summaries can be applied. This will allow us to actually look at the regional and family history linkages, also come up with connections associated with gene phenotypes and drug phenotypes. A little bit about the project itself. Semantic Web India is in the business of connecting data meaningfully to enable powerful insights. We do it using semantic science algorithms. We are incubated as a startup at AIC CCMB under the TIDE 2.0 scheme. As part of the scheme, we are being mentored for the development of this POC for a period of 1 year. So just before I closed, let me show you a quick demo of the prototype itself. Dr. Anik, I hope the prototype screen is visible. Right. So as you can see, there are two things to this in this prototype. One is the searching a case, and then of course the gene variant analysis process itself. If you look at the gene variant analysis process, we allow for creation of a fresh sample, or for an existing sample, we allow the complete gene variant analysis process. For lack of time, I won't be going through the gene variant analysis routine from this prototype. About 25 cases have already been integrated into this prototype here. So for any of these cases, we can look at what was the variant information that that we received. So that would bring us to the end of this particular demonstration and this paper. Thank you so much.